Adeyemi, thank you so much for being here and welcome to the inaugural OYCA Series session. So I'll be asking a few questions. Just feel free to respond as freely as you can. It's supposed to be a reference point for young professionals and they can come on this podcast, listen to it and gain insight as to how to navigate their careers. So I'll just start off immediately. So first thing I'd ask you is, as a young professional, how can I cultivate a continuous learning mindset in order to stay relevant in a rapidly changing environment?
But first, I want to say thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you so much.
At the beginning of one's career, I think the most important thing is curiosity. You need to have that learning mindset. You need to wake up every day and know that this is another learning opportunity and you can learn from anyone, anywhere. And you need to have an open mind to be able to receive those. The other thing is to be deliberate about your personal development growth. So you need to invest in yourself. I would say invest in yourself broadly and specifically. So broadly in sense of read journals, read newspapers, read articles, just to have a very broad understanding of the industry that you are operating in. Then specifically, you need to probably enroll yourself for a certification, an exam. Then at work, what is important at that stage when you're just starting off is to stretch yourself. Don't look for the comfort zones. This is the point where you want to absorb everything. Look for a job not because of the money. Money is good, is important, especially in the economy that we are in. But what is important right now as a young professional is how you develop yourself, how you stretch yourself, and that way you would be better off for it.
Okay, thank you very much. So what I hear is, you need to stay relevant, stretch yourself, wake up every day thinking that this is a new learning opportunity for me.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much. So another question, how can young professionals handle constructive criticism without feeling discouraged?
Yeah, I think it's a matter of perspective. If you have the right perspective that criticism is not a personal attack, but a feedback for personal growth or development, So when somebody is, I mean, you can be in an environment where they're shouting at you, where the criticism is even coming, not even constructive, but harsh. You need to separate your performance from your self-worth. You might have done something wrong or you may not have done it well. That's your performance on that task, but that's different from your self-worth. You are still that good person that qualified for that job, that qualified for that opportunity. So separate that, and then you also need to engage. If somebody is giving you feedback or constructive criticism, you need to ask, how can I do this better? How could I have done this differently? That way you'll be able to get a better perspective of the feedback. Remember that whoever has time to criticize you is actually interested in your development. So perspective is very key.
Thank you so much, Yemi. Thank you. So what I hear is to not take criticism personal and understand that it's for your personal growth. Okay, thank you. So another question. You moved from consulting to industry practice. What would you say is the best way to adapt to a new work environment quickly?
Well, I'd say, there was a video I listened to recently. It said the advice was you should be like water. If you put water in a cup, it takes the shape of a cup. If you put water in a bottle, it takes the shape of the bottle. So be malleable, be adaptive to the environment. I remember when moving from consulting to a manufacturing company. In consulting, we try to impress ourselves. We try to show how brilliant we are and engage that I know this provision of the law and all that. But in the industry, what is more important is getting the job done.
Yeah.
So nobody is really interested about how eloquent you are or how good you are in terms of knowledge. Or your knowledge should translate to impact. It should translate to result in the industry. It should translate to the bottom line. So I needed to learn that, to be able to navigate that space and drop my consulting mindset and adapt a more, I would say, not that consulting not solution oriented, but industry is more, largely more about results.
Okay,
Uh,
that's very, very clear. I was also in consulting. I'm now in the industry, and I understand what you're saying. I think the lesson here for our young professionals is you need to be malleable, be like
absolutely.
water, take the form and shape of wherever you are,
Yeah.
and that would aid your success. Thank you so much for that. So the next question is, what's your advice for balancing technical expertise with interpersonal skills?
Interpersonal skills are very, very crucial. And I would say when you start off your career, there are some things that you need to pay attention to. Your communication skills, very
Mm,
important. Communication, I would say, is almost everything. You can do a good job, but if you cannot communicate or present it properly, it turns out to be a bad job.
mm,
You can do a bad job or not so fantastic job, but if you're able to present it or communicate better, then people may say, "Hey, maybe it's not that bad after all." So communication is very key. The other aspect is to be able to convince others to follow your part of action, to be able to influence others,
mm,
be likable, be
mm,
able to, you can have a fantastic idea. If people don't like you, then
mm,
they are not likely going to buy your idea. Your
mm,
idea may be fantastic, but they will have a problem with who is giving that idea.
mm,
So try to network, try to understand people from where they are coming from,
mm,
and don't be forceful about your opinion.
mm.
Understand that people are at different stages and they may not be on the same page as you are. Give
Yeah.
them time, be patient. I would say interpersonal skills is very important, especially as you grow higher up. Your technical skills, like they say, will be taken for granted because you can delegate, you can, get other people to do the work. But what will get more important or the critical success factor will be your interpersonal skills
100%.
and pay attention to it from the beginning.
100%. Thank you so much for that because people think that as they're starting off in their careers, it's very important to just focus on building that technical expertise. But in as much as that is very important, also very important to grow your communication, interpersonal relationship skills, I mean, just interpersonal skills as well. And I think what Yemi has sort of summarized for us is that that's also priority,
Absolutely.
right? So it's a thing, you build your technical expertise, you also build that part, that interpersonal area as well. Because to be able to communicate that to people, you need to be likable. People need to see you for who you are and engage you and engage your idea.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much. So final question. You're a partner now. And obviously for that to happen, it means you have gone through a series of experiences through the course of your entire career. So what do you say is the biggest advice you have received in the course of your career?
I'd say first will be to stay humble and stay hungry. Never have that arrival mentality. Oh, I've gotten to my destination now. Now I can relax and count the Benjamins. No, you have to continue to learn. The other thing I would say is continue to build your network. Network is the currency in which your professional influence grows. So when you meet somebody, try to get to know the person, try to learn what they do and how you can connect, how you can make impact or how you can add value. That's very, very key. So I'd say it never stops. Hard work never stops, learning never stops, building relationship never stops. It's a lifelong continuous learning process. So that's what I would say you need to keep in mind. And you don't have to get to the peak of your career to see how important those are. You need to carry it along with you
Mhm.
as you grow from one level to another.
Yeah, thank you so much. So to wrap that up, so basically it's stay hungry, and this is relevant as you go through the course of your career. So every
Yeah,
point in time, stay hungry because that keeps you relevant,
absolutely.
right? And then as you attain the different levels of accomplishments that you desire, is to keep that going and also improve your, I guess, networking skills
Absolutely.
because that network currency is massive. I know as someone says that, where it will get you where money doesn't get you. I sent him here. is usually the biggest currency that you would ever get. So thank you so
Absolutely.
much, Yemi. Truly appreciate the time, and hopefully we've learned a thing or two from this session, and we look forward to having you back again.
Yeah, thanks for
I
having me.
appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, bye bye.
Bye bye.